Hello everyone, welcome to this month's color combo challenge. This is a challenge that Gareth and I do each and every month, and I'm so excited because we decided to continue on into the new year. So this month Gareth picked the colors, and you can kind of tell what the colors are. They are purple, black, and orange. And so kind of lends itself to Halloween a little bit, doesn't it? Now, I don't have a lot of Halloween things because I don't typically celebrate Halloween, but I have a few because there are people that do. And one of these is this big Sizzix die that I got from a D-stash from Natasha's Scrapbook Corner last year. Hi, Tasha. And so we're going to be using this die. And then we're going to be using the Sizzix framelits. I used 3 of the dies here. I used the third one, the fourth, the third, fourth, and fifth one here. And so we're going to be doing some embossing today. So I have my Versamark ink, which I didn't have on my prototype card, but we're going to be using some art glitter glue. I have my little embossing buddy thing here. I have some black ebony embossing powder and some orange embossing powder. And then we're going to need some foam squares. And I was hunting around and I found these orange rhinestones. These were gifted to me last year by Sabrina Martinez. And so I'm finally getting to use those. Going to use this little spider sticker that was also gifted to me from her. We had a swap last year. So these are the circle sizes we're going to be using: black, purple, orange. And then this was a circle, but I cut half of it off, and you'll see what I'm going to do with the other half. And then here is the die all cut out. This is in black, and then I have one in orange. And then we have our card base. Now, our card base is a little bit different size. It is actually 5 by 6. And so, and then I have a mat for the inside of the card, which is 4 3/4 by 5 3/4. So let's get started putting this card together, and I'll show you my prototype first. What we're doing is an easel card today. So this is the little easel card that I created, and I just think it came out really, really cute. And of course, it lays down flat. I'm going to do a few things different to this one because, like I said, I didn't have my, couldn't find my Versamark ink at first. And I did this in some white ink, and then I put orange embossing powder over top of it, but somehow it didn't take. So we're going to try that again. But this is just my prototype, something that I was just working on because I had an idea in my head and I wanted to go with it. So let's get started doing this right quick. So we have the card here, the card base, which is 5 by 6. So we're going to take it, open it up. And what we're going to do, I'm not even going to use my scoreboard for this because you can do it. You have your crease here for your card folded. And you're just going to bring this half up to the middle. Being careful that you don't go across this score line here. And then you're just going to pull it down and crease it really good. You can use a bone folder if you want to. You can use the scoreboard. You just cut, divide it in half. So that when you stand it up like this, it will stand up. And then it will lay flat as well. So then all I'm going to do first is take this mat from the inside, and we're going to glue it down. And I'm going to use my art glitter glue for that. If you hear a lot of noise in the background, I apologize, but it is storming outside. We're having a horrific storm today. Okay, I'm just going to kind of eyeball that. Okay. So there we go. We have that part done. And then for the bottom of the card, I'm going to take some of this lace ribbon that I had. And I didn't do it on this card. I actually embossed something, but I didn't like the way it looked. So I'm going to take some of this lace ribbon that I got from Michael's last year. And I'm just going to run it along the bottom edge of this right here. And it is self-adhesive, so I'm going to just start peeling a little bit at a time. And I'm just going to go down here so I can find the edge. And stick that down. And then just peel a little bit at a time. So we can stay on the edge of the card. And then I'm just going to get my scissors and cut this off. Okay, just adding a little decorative touches to it. So that is all we're going to do to that right now. So let's set that aside. And then we're going to work on our house. Now, I cut 2 of these out, and they will fit perfectly together like this. But I want the orange to show. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to pull this down a little bit and to the right, just to offset it a little bit so that the orange peeks through like this. But you still see the holes and stuff for the doors and everything. So you don't need to add glue to the bottom of the black. So we're just going to add a little bit of glue to the top spaces like this on here. And then we're going to set that, like I said, offset that on the card so that the orange peeks through. See, I didn't put any glue. Well, I got a little bit, but that's okay. Down here at the bottom. Now, what we're going to do is turn this around. I'm going to have to lay this flat so I can look at it. But I'm just going to put this on here. And you get a few seconds of wiggle room. So, while I put it on here, I'm just going to slide it down just a touch. Like that. So that the orange definitely peeks through. And we can still manipulate it a little bit. Okay, so that's what we have. I just think that looks really cute like that. Okay, so now what I did was, you know I'm all about the sparkle, and I am not going to create anything without a little bit of sparkle. So I'm going to use my Wink Costello pen to outline the orange. But first, before we do that, we are going to stamp Happy Halloween right here. Okay, so we really only get one shot at this. So I'm just going to dry fit it first, just to look at where it's going to be, where I want it at. I am going to try to center. I would love to have a stamp that was clear, but I don't. So I'm just going to stick it right there. So this is my Versamark ink, and I like it a whole lot better than the one that I was using before. So I'm just going to make sure I get plenty of ink on here. And this dries a little bit slower than the other one that I used. So I'm just going to sit this down right here. And that looks pretty good. The end was a little bit over, but that's okay. I am not bothered by that. And I did not use my embossing buddy, but that's all right too. So, because if it has a little shine on it, I'm not going to sweat about it. Okay, so now I'm just going to put my orange embossing powder over here. And what I'm going to try to do is pick it up and go this way with it so that I can get most of that off. But there again, if it has a little extra sheen to it around it, I don't care. I'm not bothered by that. I think it just gives it character. Okay, put this up. Now, I'm going to bring out my embossing heat gun and do this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what we have, and that just came out so cool looking. I love it. So, and even though it might have a little extra sparkle from some extra leftover thing, Like I said, I'm not really bothered about that because I'm fixing to take my pen, my Wink and Stella pen, and go around the edges here and just put some more sparkle where the orange is showing. And I'm just going to run over the whole card, do that. Because if you're not new and you've watched me long enough, you know that I'm all about my bling. So I just think this is just a really fun little card. Okay, so that is that. Really cute. Okay, so while all this dries a little bit, let's work on our circles. So with our circles, we're going to put this on the base of here. So we need to find out how far we want our card to stand up. So if we want our card to stand about right there, then that's pretty much where our circle needs to be. And I'm going to take that same ribbon that we put on the front here, and I'm going to continue that on the bottom here. So just open that back up and peel a little bit. And I'm just going to go on the orange part. I'm not going to cover up the purple on the bottom. No, I'm not going to cover up the orange either. There we go. Okay. I like being able to use my stash, and everything in here is from my stash, well, except for the black paper, which I got the other week, but I've had everything else here in my stash. Okay, so then we're going to take the black paper and the purple paper, and I'm going to take one of these foam squares, and I'm going to put it on the back of the purple. And I'm going to stick it on the black circle. And I'm going to try to get it in the middle. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing to the orange one. But before we do the orange one, we are going to emboss just a little bit more. And I'm going to be using this stamp right here. And bring back my paper here. Flip it over. And I'm going to be stamping this image on the orange, and I'm going to be using the ebony embossing powder. So we can ink this up really good. And you can look at it and tell if you have enough ink on it. It's shiny. And there again, I'm going to try my best to get this in the middle. But if I don't, I'm not going to sweat about it. Because you know what? A circle has two sides. And I didn't get it perfectly in the middle, but I'm okay with that. If you mess up on one side, you get another chance on the other side. You know, sometimes you just have so much going on in life, you just can't sweat the small stuff. And I'm not sweating the small stuff anymore. Okay. I'm going to try to get some of the black off around the sides, but there again, if some of it sticks, I'm not going to sweat about it. Okay. Then we're just going to pour this back in here. Okay. And I'm going to put you on pause again so you don't have to listen to the loud heat tool, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to let this dry for a few moments, but that came out really nice. And it looks a lot better than the other one that I did, but there again, not going to swim up that either. So we're going to let this dry just for a second. And then I wanted to show you what I did. On the moon, how I made the moon is, I had this small little circle, and so I just cut the edge of it off. And it's totally by hand. It's not a big deal. So I have this side of the circle left. So all I'm going to do is start at this little tip here. And I'm just going to cut into the circle and keep turning it, and keep turning it, and keep turning it. And then all I'm going to do is take this corner right here and cut into it a little bit until I have a rounded little moon. So that's what we did with that. Now let's start putting this all together. So here, I am going to use the little moon, and I'm going to stick him right here on the tip of this fold line right here. And I'm just going to stick him like this. So he'll lay down flat like this when you close the card, but then he'll stand up. It's really important that you don't put glue all over it because he will not stand up. He will be flat and half hidden. So I'm just putting some on the tip. And I'm going to fold it a little bit so I can tell where I want it. And I'm just going to stick it down right there. Oh goodness, y'all hear all that thunder and lightning out there? Quite scary. Okay. So that when he stands up, the moon is going to be, I think I want him a little bit taller. There we go. Moon's going to be shining over the house like that. Okay, so then we're going to look at the house, and we're going to decide where we're going to put him at. And I'm going to stick, and it's going to hang over the card, and I want it to hang over the card a little bit. So I'm going to stick the edge of the house inside the edge of the ribbon here. You see this folds back a little bit, and so I want the edge of that to go in there. So that when we fold this up, it's going to stand up and you can see the moon and the house. Or I could put it on top of the ribbon. I'm not sure, but I don't think I'm going to. So we're just going to get this on here. And like I said, I'm going to stick it down in there. Okay. So let's do that. Okay, so I'm just going to put glue. And that's another thing. I wanted to come back and tell you really quick that you don't want glue to go above a certain point because you want your image to stand up. And so I'm not going to glue any farther on the back of this than right here. Otherwise, your image will not stand up for you. So I'm just going to glue right here at the bottom. And this time you do want to put glue on that black piece. Making sure that you get in the corners. Okay. And then I'm going to stick this up right here. I want it on the side. Lay it down. Okay. So that when you stand it up now, it's going to stand up as well. Okay. Then I'm going to add my little creepy spider on the front of it. Just some cuteness. And his little foot might come over the edge of the house. Okay. So now we're going to get this stuck down. Alright. So this is dried now. So I'm going to take a foam piece thingy and stick it on the back of this one. Okay. And there again, I'm going to try to line him up in the middle, but, you know, it may or may not work. But it did this time. And I'm okay with that. That's what that looks like. Then we're going to take it and put it down where we want our house to stand up at. So I want it to stand about like this. So I am going to put it about right there. And all I'm going to do to make this stand up is to get another foam square. But I had another one out, I guess not. Get another foam square and stick it behind there. And it's going to stand up. Okay. And then we just fold the card and we put it down in the place that we want it. And so this one I'm going to go right here and try to get it centered. Okay. So now it does fold down, and this will fit in a card envelope that's made for a 6x6. And there we go. So I'm just going to add some little adhesive dots, thingies, gems. Just to bling it up a little bit, since I put this down here so I can't put one in the corner. I'm just going to put it randomly around. And these can also act like little stoppers too. Okay. So, there you go. And then, when you open the card up, you have room for a message right there. Or you can put it right here if you want to. So, there we go. The only thing that I'm going to do left on here is to maybe wink a Stella my moon. Because you know, that's got to be shiny too. We got that creepy moon shining brightly in the sky over our little haunted mansion. And where this is standing up, I might go in here and outline this with some wink of Stella so we can have some shiny windows. I actually thought about putting some, oh, what's that stuff? You know, yeah, that stuff that gets hard. I can't think of it, but anyway, mine was yellowed for some reason, so I didn't want to use it. I didn't use it a lot to begin with, and so I decided not to use it. Alright, there you go, guys. That's my little color combo challenge card. That's the one we made together, and this is my prototype here. And I really love how this one came out. You know, they're both cute, but I really like this one the best with the lace on it because that's my jam, you know. Alright, guys, so don't forget to head over to Gareth's if you have not seen his video yet, Creating Home with G, and check out his September's color combo challenge. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. Please give me a thumbs up for this video if you like this card. And don't forget to go over to Gareth's channel and check his out. And make sure you subscribe to him as well. Alright, guys, until October, we will be back with another color combo challenge. And you'll have to forgive me, I've had so much go on, I forgot what the colors are. But I think it's silver and white and something else. Alright, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again later this week. Bye!